Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Angels. And, I may have slept on them as a playoff team. They might be and I think Danny's right. If they are within sniffing distance of the playoff spot,
they're all in.
They're all in.
They are all in.
I mean, you got
they're all in.
Either you are, if you have a chance to go to the playoffs with the last year of having a combination of Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani, and you don't go for it, you're guilty of a crime against the game.
I think they want to keep him. I think they want to keep him. The only way they're going to keep him is to tell him that we're all in from now on.
I agree. But beside that, if you got a chance to go with those two dudes together, you owe it. I think you owe it to them. I think you owe it to baseball, frankly, to go out and do what you can.
He's the greatest player you've ever seen in person.
Ohtani?
Yep. Player. Not hitter, not pitcher. Player.
Yeah, it's weird because I'll tell you this. He's not the best pitcher I've seen in person. He's certainly not the best hitter I've seen in person. But, I've never seen anybody else pitch to do it in the same game.
No.
And the thing that really kind of...
strikeouts and 2 homers. Who does that?
And the thing that drove it home to me, I thought about this. His last start, he has to come out of the game as a pitcher because of the fingernail.
Yeah.
But he can stay in the game and hit a home run.
Yeah.
Think about that. Think about Shohei Ohtani in the World Series starting Game 7. I mean, not even Kevin Cash could screw that. You could take him out of the game for pitching a perfect game.
Like he did in the WBC.
And you could still have him in the lineup. Or he could close.
Yeah.
Just think about it.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I tell you what.
I think he's coming back.
I saw a couple of national writers throw out $650 million to $700 million as a contract for Shohei Ohtani. I'd give that dude. I would easily give him $6. The $750. I mean, you got to think about it. Dude wants $600 million to come and play for my team. I would do that in a heartbeat.
You'd have to know what they make off of him off the field.
I don't know if there's an athlete like him in the world.
There's right now.
I don't know.
Easy answer. There's not.
I don't know if there is.
I'm not sure you'd have to pay him that. With what he makes off the field, I'm not sure. Sweeten the pot enough that if he makes more than any players ever make, I think that'd be enough.
Let me tell you something. There's going to be a lot of pressure from the Players Association on him and his agent to get as much as they can. Because, again, that drives everybody up. And I know what you're saying. Well, it shouldn't drive everybody up because there is no other Shohei Ohtani.
There's not.
Not yet. And that's the way they view these things. Oh, he'll 600 in a heartbeat. He's going to go.
In the history of baseball, he's been the only one.
He's going to go for big money. I mean, he'll go for the biggest money out there. And someone will pay him $600 million. I would.
It's a lot.
I mean, I'd pay him.
That's a lot.
I'd rather be paying.
Like sooner than later, he's not going to be able to do both. You're paying him for both.
Yeah.
How long's that?
Well, you can
till he ain't going to do both.
And this
That's
is where
what you have to know.
This is what Joe.
If you're going to drop $650
when we
him.
talked to Joe Madden about this. Joe Madden made the point that this contract, it's going to be interesting. You're basically going to have 2 contracts in one. Actually 3. One for Shohei 5 years down the road where he's doing both. One for Shohei 5 years down the road where he can't pitch. One for Shohei 5 years down the road.
How would you do that?
Well, you're going to have. I mean, that's above our pay grade and above our level of intellect, honestly. But it's going to be a hell of a contract. But yeah, I would.
It's crazy.
He's the best. He's the best baseball player I've seen, and I mean, I'm thinking of athletes I've seen. It's hard to compare sports. I mean, in terms of dudes who are freakishly good at what they do, I think Usain Bolt, who when he was running was just freakishly good at what he did. I mean, there aren't a lot. Connor McDavid's a great hockey player. Freakishly good? I don't know. Could there be another Connor McDavid in the next 5 years? There probably will be. There be another Shohei Ohtani in 5 years? I don't know. I mean, I'll look at other team sports. Ronaldo, Messi, there'll be other Ronaldos and Messis. So far, there hasn't been another Usain Bolt. So I look at Bolt and Shohei Ohtani as those would be the guys I would put up there. And then you can get into tennis and guys like Roger Federer and all that. But quite frankly, haven't watched enough tennis, so I wouldn't be able to have that discussion. But yeah, it is remarkable what he's doing. And as I said, that really stuck with me when I saw him come out of the game with the fingernail so he couldn't pitch, stay in the game. And that just tells you the value of that guy. Right? Max Scherzer comes out of the game with a fingernail, and stuff like that happens, and it can happen in the postseason. He's sitting in the dugout.
Yeah.
Like, that just reinforced for me how special this dude is.
It's crazy.
It is remarkable.